This is the bass tone that I end up using on so many indie rock songs. It's simple, but to me it sits exactly where it's supposed to in the mix. I feel like this brand of indie rock, the bass isn't necessarily supposed to feel super sub-heavy or overly processed. The three things that are most important about this bass tone to me is the mid presence, a controlled low end, and then that it sits with the drums and not over them. The goal isn't to dominate the low end. I just want the bass to help support the groove that's going on. You can think of the bass as the glue between rhythm and melody. So just to kind of break down the tone a little bit, let's just start with my clean DI tone. And I'll go into more of this rhythmic section here. I say it all the time on this channel. The most important things about the sound is the source. And so I try to play in a way that is going to help me later versus fight me later. So the right kind of muting, I use my fingers versus a pick. Am I hitting the strings consistently? Am I muting where I want to mute? So these are all questions I'm asking myself as I even approach the bass part. And the way I process the bass, I feel like I approach it just a little bit different than how I've seen some other mixers or producers approach how they'll build their chain. But I like to think of it like, if I'm a bass player, I have my pedal board, which might have compression, EQ, maybe a subtle drive. That's going to go into my amp head and then to a cab. And so I kind of think about the process of plugins through that same lens, where I've seen a lot of producer mixer guys maybe do the plug-in cab sim or any of that kind of thing first in the chain. I'll actually do a lot of my processing and then put it through the cab. So with that in mind, one of the first things I'll do is just add a little character and grit from the get-go. But I think the decapitator's a lot of fun. And so I'll just kind of A and B what I've got going on here. I've just got the drive at about 50%, and then I kind of have the rest of the parameters just like default. So it's just adding a little punch, a little body, ever so slightly, just a little bit of crunch as well. So we're just going to move down to a super subtle EQ. I don't dislike the bass tone, just even as a DI. So there's not necessarily a ton of things I just want to like carve out. Do the subtlest bump on the Speccraft dynamic EQ. Yeah, so just hitting a couple dB on right around 200 hertz. Again, not doing much, just cleaning up a little mud. Hot take, I love the RVox on bass. It just feels so smooth and even and just kind of creates this wall of tone that I just really enjoy. So we'll A/B that really quick. Yeah, adds just a really nice fullness and evenness to the tone. And then last in the chain, which is where a lot of the tone magic happens. This is going to be the Ampeg amp sim from Brainworks. UA also has a phenomenal one. But this is the one I own. So I've got this loaded in, and then I've just got like an 8x10 cab on the back end. So let's just A and B what that's doing. This is going to be where a lot of my actual tone's coming from. It really tightens up the bottom end, kind of adds this cool scoopiness. So I really enjoy that. So let's just listen in context. We'll just A and B back and forth from the DI tone and the process tone. It's just kind of like a unique approach on how you would order your plugins and map those out. So yeah, I hope this was helpful. We will see you guys in the next video. Peace.